Hello, welcome to Daft as Puck and welcome to Well Oiled on a Saturday night. I am Matt, I'm here in the UK. It has just gone 8 p.m. on Saturday here in the British evening. And, well, we've got a lot to catch up on and a lot to look forward to. We're starting out today. It's been unseasonably warm here in the UK. We're coming to the end of October and it was really nice today. Just needed a hoodie on outside. Can you believe it? So that was good. From a sporting point of view, I was at Carrow Road this afternoon watching my Norwich City finally get a win. We've been in miserable form of late. So we've got a 3-1 win over Stoke. So I'm in a good mood about that. And in an even better mood because we have Oilers hockey this evening. And of course, it's Battle of Alberta. We lost to the Flames a couple of weeks ago. In fact, 2 weeks ago today on a Saturday. So we need to get a bit of revenge against the Flames. And we can do that tonight. It is on Premier Sports 2 here in the UK tonight. So that's something to note. But it should be a good one. So like I say, plenty to catch up on. We can look back at the St. Louis Blues game and also the game against the Chicago Blackhawks. So let's get into it. It's Saturday night and we're well oiled. So if you're watching live, you can join in on the show, particularly if you're on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, lovely to have you along at Daft as Puck, but you can't comment on Twitter for some reason. It doesn't work. Who knows why? The system doesn't allow it. So if you want to join in and post some comments to talk about what we are discussing and any thoughts on tonight's game against the Flames, you can do so via the YouTube chat. So go Daft as Puck, type that in the search in YouTube and you'll find the channel and you can join in that way. But yes, lots to catch up on. And I'm really excited about this one because it's been a great week so far. We obviously had that really good win last time we spoke on the live stream. We were wrapping up the 6th game homestand to start the season. We got the win 6-3 against Pittsburgh Penguins on Monday night. So that made it 3-3 on the homestand. And we were heading out on the road for the first time in the 22-23 season. And it's been a good start, hasn't it? Let's dive into that. If we press the right button, as always, never guaranteed. There we go. Woo. There we go. 1 for 1 on the button pressing tonight. Come on. There we go. So, yes, details on the screen right there. Oilers 3, St. Louis Blues 1, and 200 up for Nuge in the Oilers win. Really important win this. We got blanked by the Blues on the Saturday, 2-0. So getting back to it, having won against the Penguins on a Monday night, we got another chance against the Blues and we really made it count. We opened the scoring in the first. Jesperi Arvi getting his first goal of the season. In fact, his first point of the season so far, deflecting a Darnell Nurse shot into the net. And that got us the lead. It was hard fought from there, that second period in particular. Stuart Skinner making a series of tremendous saves. Looked like we were going to get out of that period unscathed, but unfortunately no. 5 seconds to go. Ryan O'Reilly scoring on a power play. Another power play goal conceded, unfortunately. So that was 1-1, the end of 2 periods, but we fought through and got the winner. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 200th NHL goal. Brilliant for him. Gave us the 2-1 lead. And then Zach Hyman rounded it off with the empty netter to make it 3-1. And a really good win it was too. So let's have a look at some of the key points from the game. Right now, first thing, third line points. So I had mentioned in the previous live stream that I thought the third line had been doing really well so far. It hadn't really been showing up in the points so much. Ryan McLeod had got a few points, but Jesse Puljujärvi was pointless. Warren Foegele was pointless, but I thought that line was really coming together, as we saw when it was put together, in fact, against the Flames in the playoffs last season, didn't we? So they'd been working hard, and you just felt if you keep playing like that, the points will come. And that's what we saw against the Blues. Puljujärvi getting his first goal. And actually, I think that was the third good chance from memory that they'd made already early in that game. They had a couple of others before that. So really working well, and great to see those guys. You know, it's only 1 point, but getting the monkey off your back with your first goal, your first assist, it does make a difference. So great for that third line. McLeod, Foegele, Puljujärvi, it's working really well. And they got their reward against St. Louis. Hard yards. So I mentioned it in the summary. It was a really hard-fought game, and we knew it would be because it was that way against the Blues just a few days earlier, 2-0 that first game. And yeah, it was one of those games which, even though it was a low scoring, it was really exciting, really good hockey being played, hard-nosed hockey, and it was really enjoyable to watch without there being many goals. We knew it would be a tight contest again, and it proved that way. We really had to dig in. That second period, outshot 20 shots to 6 in that period. And from memory, Leon Draisaitl had a big, long period, didn't he? He had a 4-minute 30 shift at one point, stuck out there on the ice, just digging in. Yeah, it was really unfortunate to give away the goal right at the end of the period with 5 seconds to go. And unfortunately, that's now 7 straight games, or it was 7 straight games, conceding a power play goal. So that's not so good, but we really had to dig in to keep it close. And although we gave away the equaliser, we were still in it heading into the third period, and we could have been out of it by then. So that was great. And of course, the man we have to look at, Stuart Skinner. He got the start, and this was after Jack Campbell had done a really good job previous game against the Penguins. So it was slightly controversial, actually. The media were talking to Jay Woodcraft about it, and was somewhat surprised that he decided to change things up and go for Skinner. But he thought Skinner, we were having a back-to-back situation with the Blues on the, whenever it was, the Wednesday, Blackhawks on the Thursday. So he wanted to split it up. Skinner got the start in this one, and he did great, didn't he? 3 excellent saves in particular. There was a big power play. We had to face really big penalty kill in that third period. 3 big saves by Skinner in that, which really kept things going. So yeah, Skinner doing a great job as per usual. And 200 up for Nuge. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, just a legend, isn't he? Go on, Nuge. Lovely to see him get that 200th goal. Said he didn't realize he was on 199. Do we believe him? Hey, if Nuge says something, I'm going to believe him because he's Nuge. So that was great. We were slightly lucky, actually. I remember I just watched it back again, watched the highlights back again today, just putting some notes together for this. We were lucky that not long before, Kyle Yamamoto could have been called for a penalty, probably should have been called for a penalty. So we're a little bit lucky to get away with that, but we'll take it. If you play well, play hard, show some good skill, you'll get some good luck along the way, hopefully. And yeah, we maybe got a little bit there, but hey, we'll take it, won't we? So that was a great way to kick things off in the road trip. A really good win against a very good St. Louis Blues team. So great to see, and great to see some guys doing so well there. And in fact, coming out of that game, I am going to call it. I'm going to do it. I was undecided coming into the live stream who I was going to give this to, but now I've decided we are going to go for this live stream's Pucky Blinder. This week's Pucky Blinder, I'm giving it to Stuart Skinner. Just, he is really coming on, isn't it? I mean, this is really his first full proper season, you would say, as an NHL goalie. And of course, it must help having Jay Woodcraft there, who he's got a good relationship with, having managed him in Bakersfield. And it's going to be interesting. That I mean, it's a really good problem to have when you've got two good goalies, and it's like, well, which one should you go for? A great problem to have, if you want to call it a problem, a great problem to have for the team. Stuart Skinner did a brilliant job. He's such a likable guy. Everyone wants him to do well, and he has done. You know, he showed up well last season when he had the opportunity, and he's going to play plenty of games this season. Yes, Jack Campbell is the number one, if you want to call him that. He's going to get more of the play, but Stuart's going to get plenty, and I'd love to see it. So come on, Skinner. Skinner. Yes. Brilliant job by him, and he gets this live stream's Pucky Blinder Award. Which leads us on to the next game, and that took place the very next night against the Chicago Blackhawks. And boy, oh boy, was this a wild one. The Oilers won at 6-5. Good God Almighty, that second period in particular, total chaos, absolute carnage. But there we go. So the concert's coming into it. Back out on the ice of next night after beating the Blues. So a back-to-back of facing the Blackhawks team that had won 4 in a row. Soup was back in net. Dylan Holloway was back after 4 games out with that injury. He was back in the lineup, which also meant we were able to go with a 12-6 split for the first time in those 4 games. So a little bit more even, a little bit more conventional in that sense. Game summary, I just put total madness with a load of exclamation marks behind it. Zach Hyman gave us the lead midway through the first period, but goals from ex-Oiler Andreas. I always love this name. Afanasiu. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it? Happy to see you. Afanasiu. Yes, that guy, former Oiler, he got a goal. And then Bruce Johnson got a goal. So we trailed 2-1 after the first period. Second period, total chaos. Just hard to even describe what sort of chaos we had in that one. It was really mad. McDavid with the equaliser after just 18 seconds. And then, unfortunately, yet again, 8th game of the season, 8th game, conceding a power play goal. This one by Jonathan Toews. Saw us behind again. McDavid got his second of the night on a power play to level it 3-3. And that's when the craziness really got going, didn't it? We thought we'd gone 4-3 up, Evander Kane scoring a goal, but then it was chalked off. It was a bit confusing. Didn't look like it had been wiped off on the ice, and then they said it had been. Then they went to the review. Then they decided to keep with the call on the ice, even though it didn't seem like it was the call on the ice at the time. Seemed a very harsh call, interference on Evander Kane. Seems like he got pushed into the goalie, frankly. But there it was. It got chalked off. And of course, Max Domi on a power play gave Chicago a 4-3 lead. A period of 15 penalties and just 4 minutes, 56 seconds of 5-on-5 play. Carnage. Total, absolute carnage. The big thing about it, though, third period, the Oilers came out and they kept their heads. They just put a button on it, kept it quiet, and just got on with getting back into the game. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scores again, scoring from a great pass from Leon on the power play, 24 seconds into the period to make it 4-4. Connor McDavid then completed his hat-trick, second of the young season, to make it 5-4. That was on the power play again. Patrick Kane tied it up for the Blackhawks with just 3 minutes to go. But come on, as easy as Einstein, dry sizzle, Leon doing the business, 30 seconds to go. Oh, what an amazing way to finish that game. A mad game, a crazy game, and a wonderful finish, at least for us anyway. So, yes, let's have a look at the, oops. Let's have a look. Click into the right screen. There we go. Well, I'll try to anyway. There we are. It's not liking it. There we go. I think we're on there now. So, no, it's not liking it. Oh, there we are. There we go. It is working. There we go. I said we have button issues every now and then, so there we go. But let's have a look at the game. The first thing, I've got three guys there next to me, and that is Carlo Yamamoto, Jack Campbell, and Brett Kulak. So Campbell in the middle, I thought he did a good job. And again, such a good situation to be in with Soup and Stewie doing so well. So that's great to see. Good for Campbell to get back in there and put in a good game after the great effort that Stewie had put in the night before. Brett Kulak, you could say the same to him too. I thought he was very good against the Blues on the Thursday night or the Wednesday night, wasn't it? He was very good then and backed it up in the game against the Blackhawks on Thursday night. So that was a really strong 2 games from Kulak. And don't forget, Carter Yamamoto. It's been a quiet start to the season, let's be honest. And I know people will always pick at him, does he deserve to be on the top 2 lines, blah, 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 blah. But Larry saw it right at the death. It was him who picked off the puck from Jonathan Toews, wasn't it? Spread it out nicely to Kane, pushed it across the ice. Leon was there. So Yama really making a difference and playing a pivotal role in us getting the win in this one. So don't forget that. I mentioned keep your head, and that was what we had to do. Everyone lost their heads in the second period, frankly, including the officials who gave a bunch of calls that it felt a bit like, I think this happens in all games. It certainly happens in football, soccer, whereby the officials can make a rod for their own back. If they dish out a penalty or dish out a yellow card, they then have to apply that same standard the rest of the game, and they didn't really let it flow. I felt that's what the officials did. They got a bit penalty happy. A few calls that they could have just let go on both sides, I would say, but they kind of made a rod for their own back and decided to stick with it. Kane got his double minor. Lenny got another one for an unsportsmanlike conduct. I think he was shouting something from the bench, so that wasn't great. And then even at the start of the third period, Evan Bouchard got a holding call against him, didn't he? But other than that, we really settled down well, and I think that made a difference. The Blackhawks took a few penalties that they really didn't need to, kind of sloppy penalties, a bit undisciplined from them, and we just stuck to the task and got the win. And Happy Holloway, yes, really good to see Dylan back in the team. Really got shook up by that hit, didn't he, in the middle of the ice against the Sabres, wasn't it, I think? So 4 games out. There wasn't much being said about him either as to quite what was wrong with him. There was a fear, I think, from a fan's point of view. Has he got a concussion or anything like that? It didn't seem like he had, but we didn't really know much about it. But he was on the ice at the start of the day and he made his return. As I said, helps to go back to 12-6 on the roster, but I thought he did a good job. He looked like someone who'd been out for a few games. Took a little while to get his skates underneath him. He did take a couple of penalties during the game, but I think particularly in the third period, he had a couple of shifts where he really showed what he's all about. That just the speed and his skating ability, the way he can unlock a door with the puck on the end of his stick. He's got a lot going for him as Holloway. I think we need to be careful, as always. Let's just give him some time. He's going to have his ups and downs this season, but he's a real quality prospect, and he's going to be a key player for us this season, I think. So great to have him back. And yeah, started looking much better in that third period. I think we'll see more of that today, hopefully, against the Flames. And of course, I haven't done a slide because it's McDavid. You don't need a slide for McDavid. He just does McDavid things, doesn't he? But well, what can you say? Another hat trick. That's 2 hat tricks in 8 games. His 13th career hat trick. The man is a monster. And what a wonderful monster to have on our wonderful Oilers team. So great stuff and a great win. And 2 great wins we've had to enjoy. What it means, though, of course, is that we head on to the next game, and that is tonight. So here are the details about that. Up next, the Calgary Flames, who are 5-1-0 to start this season. They beat Pittsburgh 4-1 on Tuesday night. Now, we should say, of course, with that clearly the Oilers softened up the Penguins the night before. So, we gave them a little assist there. Thank you very much. It should be said, so they played the Tuesday night and they haven't played since then. So they've got a couple of extra days rest compared to us. but it will be a tricky one. They beat us 4-3 2 weeks ago, so we need to get back on track. Nazim Kadri has been excellent, starting with his new team. 9 points from 6 games so far. Really good player, much as we don't like that, but we have to be honest and say that's the truth. There we go. 1-1. There we go. But it's going to be tough. But I'm confident. I think we're going to do a good job tonight. I think we're going to be there. And we can look, in fact, if I press the right button again. Can I press the right button? That one. That's the one. Here we go. So here we are. This is the prospective starting lineup or starting roster for the Oilers tonight. This is what the guys have been training on. There was this weird thing today, wasn't there, that there was a problem with the ice, so we were waiting to get on the ice for our morning skates. So the Flames playing mind games already against the Oilers. But these are the lines that were being put out there during the morning skate. So this is almost certainly what we're going with. And unsurprisingly, in terms of the forwards, in terms of the main skaters, we are sticking with what we have. So Nuge, McDavid, and Hyman, Kane, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto. That third line, which we talked about earlier, Fogle, McLeod, and Puliavi. And then Dylan Holloway back in there alongside Ryan and Shaw. So a nice balance there. I do like the look of those 4 lines. I do think there's quite a good balance to them. In terms of the defenders, this is the one bit where we're not quite sure whether it will be Niemelainen or Murray. It seems like that they were both getting time on the ice today. So it seemed like Niemelainen was getting more of the reps. And part of me thinks let's just go again with what we had. It seems to be working quite nicely. So Nurse and CC, Kulak and Barry, Niemelainen and Bouchard. We'll see. Maybe Murray will get a start instead. But what we do know is that man, Stuart Skinner, is going to be in net for us today. So such a good start last time out against the Blues. He's getting out there again. He didn't face us, or he didn't face the Flames in the previous game. Well, no, he did, didn't he? Did he come on? I'm thinking of the wrong game, aren't I? No. The Calgary game was the one where Campbell gave away all those goals in the first period, wasn't it? I think from memory, yes, it was. And then Skinner came in, but he didn't start the game anyway. Neither did Markstrom for them. So, part of 2 good goaltenders there. Obviously, Markstrom much more experienced, but Skinner is on the way. Stewie is coming through and should be a really good game today. I'm looking forward to it. Now, we do have to note, if I come back to here, let me see if I can bring it up. This is somewhat high risk. No, I haven't planned this. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's see if we can do this, everybody. So tonight's game is on. Is that working? Oh, here we go. There we are. So tonight's game is on Premier Sports in the UK, which is a pain in the ass because it means it's blocked on the NHL.tv app. I did cancel my Premier Sports subscription. And yes, I suspect I will start it up again so that I can watch this one. I'm probably not going to watch it live, actually, but I'll watch it back tomorrow morning, so I'll have to get Premier Sports. But the interesting thing here, it keeps changing. So Premier Sports will become a Fire Play from November 1st. So I was just watching on Free Sports, actually. I was watching the Rangers Stars game, the first period of that was a good game. So every time it went to an advert, it was displaying details about this. So Premier Sports will become Fire Play on November 1st. So it's a bit small, but various different details depending on how you get your Premier Sports. But apparently Fire Play, I think it's a Swedish thing. There's lots of kind of Nordic dramas and things like that they normally do. They've got a big streaming service. So they have bought up Premier Sports. And it'll be interesting to see what that actually looks like in terms of the service. But on the sounds of it, early on, at the very least, it's going to be no real difference other than a different name when you go through the TV channels. It'll be Fireplay Sports 1, 2, or whatever. But yes, interesting to see if that will develop it, because it's always been the issue for me with the Premier Sports subscription other than NHL, and I do watch some of the other ice hockey, like the Elite Hockey League. I really don't watch anything else on there, so it's a bit of a pain to have to get another subscription just for a few hockey games. And to be honest, I normally only use it for the Oilers games, so you know, I came into this season thinking maybe I won't bother, but it happens every year. It's Flames Oilers tonight. I don't want to miss that. So yeah, they reel you back in just when you think you're out. They pull you back in, as the old saying goes. But there we are. That is today's Well Oiled on a Saturday night. We've had a good week so far. In fact, we go back to the Monday. Win, win, win. So that's great. 3 in a row. And of course, we also had the start of this road trip. It's a 3-game road trip. We're back at Rogers Place after this one. So we've won the first 2 games of this road trip. No better way to finish it off than finish off 3-game road trip 3 for 3 and doing it at their whole of a stadium, whole of an arena, and getting a win against the Flames, and particularly getting some revenge for the 4-3 loss we suffered a couple of weeks ago. But that is it. Caught up on all the Oilers news so far. A nice little 25 minutes, half hour or so. And this is what I'm going to try to do. This is the plan. Hopefully twice a week, do a little 25-minute, half hour show. I am thinking about maybe turning it into a podcast too. We'll have a look. If I can get some guests on and things like that, maybe that would be good, but we'll see. Anyways, there we go. That has been Well Oiled. Hope you've enjoyed it if you've been watching live or if you watch it on repeat. If you are watching on repeat, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell, because that will tell you when we go live next. Don't have a definite date when I'm going live next, but it will be sometime middle of next week, I suspect. But keep an eye on Dafters Puck, at Dafters Puck, as you can see down there on Twitter, and I will be previewing when the next live stream is coming, and it should be good. But there we go. Hopefully the Oilers can do it tonight. Stuart Skinner in net for us. Connor McDavid on fire as per usual. Let's take out those Flames at their dump of an arena with their leaky ice or whatever it was today. Those mind games aren't going to work with our boys. We'll be ready for it, and we're going to be going for it. So hopefully we can get a win and make it a perfect end to this little road trip. Until the next live stream, I am Matt. It's been good to have you along for this one. We'll be back very soon. This has been Well Oiled.